Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Elite Magic Unboxings. Mostly we'll be looking at playing cards and differences in different brands and types of playing cards. Also another few maybe magic props thrown in. I think we're doing a shop episode comparing different brands, types of shop carp and the pros and cons of those in the future episode. But mainly we're playing cards. I thought to start off the first proper episode, I'll look at the basics of cards for both magicians and poker players, red and blue bicycle cards. Actually, red and blue bicycle cards. Your standard pack costs about $3 each. For the price, pretty good quality. When you just open them up, they've got a nice finish. They're like the standard air cushion finish, and they fan really nicely and spring really nicely. Straight out the pack. The edges are normally really nice and smooth when you get them out the box. Now and again you'll come across a batch or a deck where the edges are a little bit rough, and this stops you, say, I don't know, faro shuffling straight out the box. But if you just break them in a little bit, as if you would new guitar strings, then they'll faro pretty easily after a few workings in, because generally they're good quality. Now, different people prefer red and blue depending on what they're using them for, and there's different reasons. I'll go into the reasons people like red or blue depending on what in a little bit. But first up, just a few different variations of bicycle cards. You can get your regular decks like these. There's also bicycle seconds. I'm not sure if they're on the market anymore. I have to check, but I used to buy them quite a lot. They come in a slightly different looking box, and they're about half the price. They're cheaper. They're only about $1.50 a pack. A lot of musicians I knew used to buy them in bulk and use them as practice cards. So when you're sitting there watching a movie or watching TV or whatever, you can sit there and practice your false shuffles, or your deals, and you're not wearing out or dirtying your regular cards. They made good practice cards. The only real thing with them was sometimes the printing on the back design would be off, would be a little bit wonky or whatever, or things like that. Normally there wasn't many mistakes in the front. Now and again they'll be a little bit wonky, but and the edges were rough. That's the thing. When you took them out the box, a lot of time the edges were very rough, but they made good practice cards. You can also get Gold Seal or Bicycle Professional. Now those, I think the stock is slightly thicker that they're printed on, but also the edges are different. When you first take them out the pack, the edges are always smooth, and if you look at them, you can even see it. The edges were slightly beveled, as if they'd been die cut or press cut or whatever they did, and they would like faro perfectly out the box every time. They were about $4 or $5 a pack, maybe a bit more. I bought a couple of those, and yeah, the quality was a bit better, but for the price, I just stuck with regular red and blue at $3 a pack, and you don't really notice the difference once you work the cards in. Now, the reason some people prefer red and blue, there's a few different reasons. A lot of gaff cards you buy, when I say gaff cards, I don't mean especially printed cards. I mean gaff cards like cigarette through card, hollow, moving hole effects, or effects where the back design changes or moves, or say the card rises. A lot of them are done on blue stock bicycle card, and I think there's a few different reasons for that. I think the blue hides the gaff a little bit better. So I had cigarette through card in both red and blue, and I found that after a while on the red card the gimmick would start to sort of show, that the red ink was flaking off, whatever, where on the blue it didn't seem to happen. Now, not saying the blue ink is stronger than the red ink, but one thing is that the blue back design in general seems to hide the gimmicks in the card a little bit better than the red, maybe because it's a darker colour and the contrast in the blue and white sort of hides that, where on the red, because it's lighter, and I think maybe the ink is slightly more transparent than the blue, that it doesn't hide the gap as well. So a lot of highly gimmicked cards, say like hollow or whatever, come in blue. Now, I use a lot of my effects in blue. In fact, I use my invisible deck in a blue deck, just because I think that the face down card in the face up deck shows up a little bit better because it's blue against the white, rather than the red against the white, which is a paler color and doesn't sort of pop out as much as when it's in blue. But I do a few routines that do prefer red cards, and the reason why some people prefer red cards for certain routines is signatures show up better on the red back. So you've got a black signature on the back, say for a torn and restored card like Daniel Garcia's Torn, or I do a version of an Anniversary Waltz cross with Ambitious card where two signatures end up on the same card, and again the signature on the back shows up really nicely on the red ink compared to, you know, black ink on the blue. Black ink on the red shows up a lot nicer and the audience can see it. So if you're doing, you know, like a Torn by Daniel Garcia, you got signature, they can see it really clearly, and that's why a lot of magicians use red cards for a lot of routines, just in case people need to sign the signature on the back or whatever. It just shows up really clearly. There's no difference obviously in the quality of red and blue. Print on the same stock in the same ink. Like I said, the blue maybe the blue ink is a little bit stronger than the red ink, I don't know, but for your everyday use, both poker and magic in general, you know, $3 a pack, you can't beat them. I don't go for the $4 gold seal special cards. The only thing I would say is get a card clip. Now this is a black Joe Pauper card clip. They're about $35. In here, and you can see they hold them pretty tightly, I have a red mandolin deck, which is a variant on the bicycle deck. I'll go over that another time. Same back, slightly changed because bicycle stopped people, they changed the rules on people printing gaffed cards. And when I say gaffed this time, I mean like marked cards, or ones where the back design's been altered, say Twilight Angels, where the angels move around, you've got an angel here and here, and things move around. Bicycle changed the rules on that, so people created the mandolin deck to print special cards. So most marked decks, or pre-printed marked decks, come in mandolin now. Now, you can get cheaper card clips than the Joe Pauper one, but like you saw, it holds it really tight, and these definitely extend the life of your cards by quite a lot. It keeps them flat, stops them warping, and as you can see, it's very hot here. These cards have already started to warp a little bit. It's at 38-40 degrees, and the cards are already warping. Keeps them nice and flat when they're in the box. It's got constant pressure, it's been machined, and it has this little bevel here that actually, you know, keeps constant pressure on the cards and keeps them flat. The $5-10 metal ones you get, they might protect the cards and stop them bending in your back pocket and protect the box, and, you know, generally keep them in a little bit better condition, but they don't extend the life as much as, I say, it's like, this is more like a mini card press, and it really keeps constant pressure on the cards and keeps them nice and flat. And for $35, it seems expensive for a bit of metal, but you'll save that in a week, in a couple of months of you buying, you know, bricks of cards. You'll save that $35 pretty soon buying one of these. So definitely, any cards you buy, from bicycle up to exotic decks, get a card clip. Now,